Hey everyone, it's me Alex once again, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a pickup video. I haven't done one of these in years, actually. Um, this is just specifically for the Saturn, so it's going to be Saturn pickups, for right now. Number one, because I'm going to be getting more in the future, and I have an interest in the library. That's why I want to collect for it. So let's start with the first pickup. That is Panzer Dragoon. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really like the original version of this game, not too much. I prefer the remake. Yes, I know, heresy. Most people don't like the remake for some reason. I honestly think it controls better than the, the original. Because, the game was built in mind with the thumbstick for the remake, as compared to the Saturn, where you have to use, well, you can use the 3D controller, but you really don't wanna. It works better with Zwei, but yeah. But what's awesome about this pickup is now I own all three Panzer Dragoon games. Well, not all three. I'm not forgetting Orta. I do have that one too. But yeah, I have all three games now. That's actually kind of cool. Not many people can really say they own the complete collection of Panzer Dragoon because it's so hard to get Saga. And it should not be the price that it is. But it's a pretty good game. Like, really good game. Probably the best 3D game on the Saturn. Just for how visually impressive it is, I could go more into depth, on what I don't like about it and what I do, which I might do a review on that shortly. Who knows? Next is, this is a import, Assault Suit Lanos 2. Now, I didn't put too much time into this one yet. Fair warning with this game is when you try to boot it up and you'll see like a text screen in Japanese and it will boot you back to the BIOS menu. Don't worry, your disk is fine. You just have to make some space in your system memory. Yeah, because if you have an action replay like me, I originally thought that the data would automatically save to the cartridge as well, but it doesn't work that way. So you just have to clear up some space, and you'll be fine. Now, how's the gameplay? You want to be asking. It's pretty good. It's not stiff, but it's not too free flow either. You move pretty slow, just standardly, but you can actually speed up with the right button or R trigger, and just zoom. Like really zoom left and right. It's pretty cool actually. And you can jump in the air, you can fly around a little bit, you can change the camera perspective with A and X. Yeah, X. A and X. And it just is pretty neat. The problem is one life, and then you have to restart the whole mission over again. Instead of just having an option to restart the mission or reloading you in the mission, it decides to just kick you all the way back to the start, basically. Like the menus. You have to go through all that shit again. Thankfully, you can mash the start button just to get through all of the, what's it called? Text that you can't read anyway. So, what's the point? But is it a good game? Yes. It's really fucking hard, though. But once you kind of get used to the controls, yeah, that's when things are fun. It didn't take me too many tries to really understand it. Now, next is not a game, but the next one will be a game after this. I didn't intend to include this during this recording, but I thought, why not? Because it's a Saturn pickup. And I found this at my local retro game store, and what's really strange is, about 10 years ago, you could find like a whole shelf of Saturn games that nobody wanted. Like Legend of Oasis. I got that back then and stupidly sold it later, and now I want it again. You know that feeling? It sucks. But now they barely have anything Saturn. Like, they have one game. 1 game. And they had this. I call it the Golden Piston Model 2 controller. Japanese controller. I don't know if this was done from smoke damage or just aging. Some people say it's aging, some people say it's smoke damage. I want to say it's a bit of both. But I did threw this in a freaking bin with like soap water and then eventually peroxide, and then it feels like it's brand new. I wish I could just find replacement buttons for the triggers. One of them is like eroding away, but yeah, pretty good controller, I guess. I mean, I don't mind the color now that it's completely deep cleaned, because God knows what was on it, but pretty cool controller. I like the colored button scheme a little bit more. It actually makes me a little bit more memorable about which buttons are what. You'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, the green, yellow, blue buttons, stuff like that. Now the last one is a rather big one. I made a big splurge on this one, and it's one of the I'll say one of the best Saturn games. I know that title, I shouldn't say this game, Panzer Dragoon Saga, is the best Saturn game. That's completely subjective. Oh my God, subjective! Okay, subjective because opinions matter. Because I'm in a group that a lot of people say that Panzer Dragoon Saga is not the holy grail to them. I mean, most people just hype it up, but I personally think it's a really great game. It's like currently like at the number 2 or number 1 for me right now. I need to get in more of the library, like Shining Force and Dragon Force, and there's 2 games coming up too that I'll show off in probably a week. Are these reproduction games that this guy made custom cases for and custom disc art. Is Lunar Star and Silver Story, I think it's called, and Dragon Force 2. So that's going to be fun to try out. I'll show them off and see if they work and let you know where you can find them. Hey guys, it's Alex from the future. I forgot to mention one more game before we got to the last one. So we're going to mention this last game before the last game. Okay, so this one is Bulk Slash. Now this one I had to wait a month and a half for because the seller was so goddamn slow. But firstly, look at the film on this. I don't know if you can tell. There's like oh no, you really can't tell. Well, basically on the front cover, it has a like glossy finish on the triangles. Yeah, so it has that on there, and it's pretty cool, whatever. But I feel like that was kind of a design flaw because you cannot take that part of the manual out. You can still open it up, and I said out really weird, by the way. I don't know if anyone cared. You can't like open it all the way. It's really awkward. There is another manual in there, but it's more of like looks like you can open it as a poster, but whatever. And I have the spine hat. The disc is in great condition. It's the original manual, because if you get this and it doesn't have the gloss on it and it's not stuck to the actual like jewel case, it's not the original authentic case. So this was what makes it a little bit more rare, probably. It was kind of expensive, but in terms of gameplay, it's really fucking good. I mean, holy shit. Like, it's probably the best mech shooter mission-based game on the Saturn. I mean, there's a lot of mech games, but this is really fucking good. It's a short game, but there is a lot of replay value to it. Like, you have to get different pilots, and you also can like do a certain amount of or get a certain amount of points to get different levels of rewards. You can't understand what they're saying. There is an English fan project either out or in the works. I don't remember. It might be somewhere in the middle. I don't know. So, yeah, Bulk Slash, if you can find a way to play this, even on an emulator. Same with Panzer Dragoon Saga. On an emulator, it doesn't matter how. Just try to play these games. You can get a USB cord for the USB Sega Saturn 6-button Model 2 controller for your PC to make it more authentic. So there you go. But yeah, fantastic game if you can find it for cheap. So, on to the last game. Anyway, let's get on to the final game, and that is Albert Odyssey. Now, I saw some divisive opinions on this game in the group I'm in. It's a good thing I joined this, group, because it's like I can get some opinions on games and all that, because, I don't mind asking questions. And, excuse me, a lot of people said, like, my condolences, or I'm sorry. And then there's a lot of people saying, oh, it's the greatest RPG on the Saturn. It's one of my favorites. And then people are saying, no, Shining Force 3 is better, than this game. And the encounter rate is completely horseshit. And I'm not going to lie. Okay, well, firstly, the Japanese version had a really high encounter rate, but this one reduced it by 30%. And it's still pretty fucking bad. Like, oh my god. Like, I remember I was up till 3 in the morning trying to finish this game, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, I can't take these damn enemies anymore. I just eventually just started running away from battles. But, that's just my minor gripe with the game, is the encounter rate. That's literally it. And maybe some direction giving. Like, the game doesn't really, it'll tell you what to do. But the problem is, once you are told, it won't tell you again. So you just kind of have to remember, or you just look up a guide on YouTube, and then that's what I had to do. And then the final dungeon can go fuck itself. I don't care. Do not do that dungeon without a fucking video guide, because you will be there for a few hours just wandering, trying to figure this shit out. I'm not ashamed to say that I used basically a cheat guide for that. But anyway, what do I think of the combat system? Well, the combat system is pretty much the main, meat of the game. And honestly, it's pretty good. Like, it's fairly simple. You don't have to worry about enemies attacking you first, usually, because all your characters, at least at the beginning, until you have to use a agility, what's it called? I don't remember what the spell was, but it lowers the enemy's agility, until you have to get that. All your characters go in a row. You do an attack, or you pick an attack, they do the attack, next character, repeat. And it's a little easy, to be honest. It starts off a little bit hard because it's just you, but eventually you get another character, and then another party member, and then another party member, and then another, basically that. And that's when it starts to get easy, healing each other, and just, you feel a little bit broken. But my other gripe with it, actually, is sometimes the boss battles feel like they go on for way too fucking long. One went on for like 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. It went on for 20 fucking minutes. And then I forgot to save, and I had to do it all over again. I was not happy about that one bit. But yeah, it's a pretty solid game overall. It pulls a little trick on you where you think it's the end of the game, but it's not. So I was a little pissed at first. So when they pulled that trick, I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Anyway, that's all my Saturn pickups right now. Panzer Dragoon, Albert Odyssey, and Assault Suit, Lanos 2, and the Model 2 PIS controller. So, and those 2 other games I'll be showing off later and talking about, at some point. Gotta play them and give my thoughts on it. And yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. Anyway, I'm Alex. I'll be seeing you next time. Farewell.